Okay. Good evening, guys. Welcome to our MGM solutions, and so we are going to continue our functional testing, manual testing classes. Till last class, we have covered in the SDLC models of V model and what are the terminals used in the V models and advantages and disadvantages. Along with that, we also know about that. Got to know about that. What is QA, QC, and QE, and so.
Yes, sorry, I'm muted and muted host also. Did not
Yeah.
expect.
Yeah. Okay. Now, my voice is able to you're able to hear us, right? Hear me, right?
Yes,
Okay. Yeah. So we'll continue the rest of the SDLC models today. We'll close that SDLC topic today. So let me share the whiteboard now. Mm. Okay. So in SDLC, so far we covered only V model, right? So we'll see rest of the models. Okay, rest of the models what we are having is waterfall model, spiral model, prototype model, agile model. Okay. If we have time permits, we'll cover also the test play STLC also. Okay, STLC. Okay. So let's start with the waterfall model. Okay. Okay. So what is waterfall model? This model is actually this model is a traditional model. Traditional model. So this is the first model we have introduced in the software development life cycle. So waterfall model is a traditional model, and this model is suitable only for short-term projects in which clients are having less budget. Less budget or less requirements. In this model, after completion of development activities, only the testing activity will start. So let's say small projects means like if you go to any shopping malls, if you purchase any or in any restaurant, if you order any order, they will give some POC machine, right? They will press one enter and they will get a small bill, right? So they are like that. It's a kind of small projects. It's not for big projects. So because here the client has only the less budget and we have on the small requirement. So in waterfall model, because of low budget, we are maintaining only one team. Okay, we are maintaining only one team. So we are maintaining only one team in the project. The team will be involving to collect the requirements from the client, analyze the requirements, design the architecture, writing the code, test the application, and also involve in the release or deployment of the application to the client environment. Okay, this is also a small term projects useful for only small term projects. Okay, and the mainly the advantages of this projects is for any project, if all the requirements are stable, then this is suitable model to deliver the quality product. So if there is no change in the requirements, if there is a stable requirements, okay, and there is no specifically changes in the requirements, only stable requirements. Okay, if I order so and so product, I will get the bill for the so and so product. So only stable requirements. The client has stable requirements, then only we can choose this model. But nowadays we are not at all using this model because this is an ancient model nowadays. We can call it as. Okay. For any projects, for all the requirements are stable, then only this one this model is suitable to deliver the quality products. And one more advantage is minimal budget is required for the project if the requirements are stable. So very less budget is required. It's like a minimal budget is required to start with the project. And the coming to drawbacks, it has some few of the drawbacks, like it will not allow moving from bottom to up where there is a change in the requirement. then again we have to start from the requirement phase. Means so, as I said, right, this is only for stable requirement. Okay, if the client want to change the requirements, then we cannot allow in this model. Okay, if for suppose if we have developed so and so application and it is in development phase, suddenly client came and asked us to change the requirement, then we cannot take. If you want to take that, whatever we have so far covered, like whatever so far we have worked on that analyzing the requirements or coding part, we have to close all this and again we have to start freshly on the new requirement. Okay, so we cannot start at the from the where we have stopped earlier. Again we have to start from the top to bottom. And one more is verification techniques will not be available, so that we cannot ensure everything is happening in such phase according to the requirement, and so all the issues leads to find in the testing phase. So here we don't have a chance to look into the requirements before the development has been started. Okay, so there is a chance of high issues will arise during the testing phase. Okay, this is one of the disadvantages. Okay, for a new project which are having unstable requirements, it is not at all suitable. Okay, if we continue, then it will become a deliver a quality product in unexpected time and lot of budget is required. Okay, this model is suitable only for stable requirement. That too, it is only for small requirements. So clear, this is what waterfall model. Okay, clear. So, okay. Next, we'll talk about the spiral model. Actually, this spiral model is suitable only for the large projects where accuracy is 100%. Okay, let me try a small diagram to get better understanding on that. Let me clear first of all. This is requirement phase. Let's assume this is analysis phase. Let's assume this is design phase, and let's assume this is coding phase. So this is our phase, like testing phase. Delivery or maintenance. The maintenance phase. Okay, this model is suitable. Spiral model, right? This model is suitable for the projects in which clients are expecting 100% accuracy. 100% accuracy. This model is suitable for specific projects. Okay, like ISRO projects or NASA applications. Okay, in which clients are expecting 100% accuracy. So we can take an example as our ISRO projects, right? These are all huge projects. As high level, high budget. Okay, so let's say take an recent project is mom mom project, right? Mars orbiter mission something, right? So let's say in that type of case they are expecting 100% accuracy, so they don't want to get any issues. Okay, so if they get any issue, the complete budget whatever they have spent till now, that is completely waste. So that is the reason this type of models will be used only for the high basic projects like NASA or ISRO projects there, right? Okay, so they are, because they are expecting 100% accuracy. What are the advantages is high visibility will be there for client on his product or project. Okay, client has the high visibility, like any time he can check the status of the project that where we are, and also will get 99 or 99 100% accuracy will get the using this spiral model. The only drawbacks is it will take more time. So if on the if NASA or ISRO or DRDO they want to start any project, they will take minimum lots of years. Okay, they will take more time, and also the budget is highly required. The budget is required on time to time, and it is also high budget. Okay, so this type of models will be used only in the scientific projects like NASA or ISRO projects. Okay, these are the two advantages: is 100% accuracy and high visibility to the clients, and drawbacks is more time consuming and more budget is required for this type of model. Okay, clear? Next we'll go with the, so far clear? If not, please let me know so that I can repeat it again. Okay, if you have questions, please ask immediately. Okay, you can interrupt me also during the class. Sure, sir. Okay, next is prototype model. Next is prototype model. Okay, this model is suitable for the projects in which clients are not having the clear requirements, and also the clients are not having any idea about the final application. Okay, prototype model is something like where clients doesn't have any requirements. Let's say the client can they are assuming that I want a banking application and which has only 3 or 4 pages. That's it. They will come up like that, and they will start implementing on them, but they don't know how the project at the and how the application looks like that. Okay, this type of model is only used in that case. Okay, if the client rejected the prototype, then we have to stop our work on it. If any case, if client has changed his ideas, okay, then in that case we have to stop this model. If at all he accepts the prototype, then we have to kickstart with the actual work on it. Okay, these are the two advantages. That's it. Okay, so here also client visibility more, scope of getting the project from the clients will be more based on the client satisfaction on prototype. Okay, this model is only visible for the clients to get more satisfaction on the only satisfaction. Okay, not the final application how it looks like. Not okay, whatever we have set to the client, they have to satisfy with our goals. Okay, so in that case only this type of prototype is will be used, and nowadays this is also in a not at all using this type of model. Okay, just I am saying this type of model that you get to know. Okay, what are the models that are available. Okay, and the drawbacks is the cost will be taken care by the prototype cost will be taken by the company if at all client reject the prototype. Okay, here the client won't give any single rupee to the project. Okay, if he will not satisfy that, the company has to bear and the company will get some loss. Okay, if there is a mistake done in requirement analysis or design or coding or anything going to find in testing phase, due to this way we deliver it on time or not. Okay, we cannot see any issues during the requirement or design or coding, only we can see in the testing phase. So because of that also, because in the testing phase, then only we can start looking into the requirements. Okay, reviewing those requirements and writing the test cases, and so because of these things it will also take time to deliver the product on time. Okay, this is about prototype model. Okay, and V model we have already discussed, and agile model. Okay, agile model I will complete like I will give complete explanation during the model 2. Okay, whenever we are going to start the model 2, at that time I will give complete and complete overview on the more agile model, but now I will give a brief introduction about the agile model. Okay, agile. For any projects or products which are not having stable requirements, then they have to approach the agile model as it is most suitable and more visibility to the client on daily basis. Okay, so like agile model, the client does not have complete requirements. Okay, so here the client have a few requirements for 1 month or 2 weeks. Okay, so based on that requirements, we'll start working on the development and testing. So here the client can see every day, because at the end of the week or at the end of the day or at the end of the 3 days or 2 days, the client can see the status of the application where we are here. Okay, for suppose if the client wants to have any new requirements in the middle of the application is going, then also we can take that requirements and we can work on that. So this is one of the best model which are the most of the IT organizations are using. Okay, so here we have a lot of different terminals like Scrum Master, Sprint. Okay, all these are there. That all we can discuss during our module 2. Okay, which will happen only after the completion of the model 1. Okay, so I will give complete introduction about the agile complete terminals in the module 2. So okay, so far we have covered V model and agile model. These are the most useful models currently using in any IT industries. Okay, out of which agile has the 90% of ratings. Okay, 90% of most of the 90% companies are using agile methods. Okay, and 75% of organizations, like 70%, are using V model. Okay, these are the two models which we are using in the current industries. Okay, IT industries. Okay, based on this only the applications are going to develop now. Okay, here in the agile model also we no need to wait till the development has been started. Once the requirement is frozen, okay, the requirements has been distributed, then both the developers and testers starts working at a time. Like by seeing the requirements, developers will write the code. By seeing the requirements, the testers will start working on the test cases. Okay, once the development of the particular module has been done by the developers, we are get ready to test that application, whatever the developer has been get ready with that by seeing our test cases, whatever that we have written till now. Okay, so in both V model and Agile model, okay, both developers and testers will start working at a time. Okay, so here testers are no need to wait till the development of the first phase or application. Okay, so both can work at a time. Okay, clear? This is all about SDLC model, software development lifecycle model. Okay, so in order to develop any application, this is the model we have to SDLC process has to follow. Okay, without this we cannot, no industry can start any project or product. Okay, in the SDLC also we have different types of models. Okay, what are those? Waterfall model, V model, prototype model, spiral model, agile model. These are the models that SDLC have. Okay, out of which only as view and agile model are using currently. Okay, here now we'll go. If you're clear, now we can go with the next topic.
Sir.
STLC. Software testing life cycle. Okay, testing software testing life cycle. Okay, STLC is the step-by-step process which we are following to complete the testing activities in a project. Okay, when this is STLC comes into the picture in the SDLC phase. Okay, in the SDLC phase we have testing phase, right? And what is the first phase in the SDLC? Requirement. The next is design. The next is coding. The next is testing. The next is deployment or maintenance. So STLC comes into picture during the testing phase cycle of SDLC. Okay, so what is STLC is a software testing life cycle. Okay, this is a step-by-step process where we have to follow to complete the testing activities in a project or product. Okay, here we have six different types. Okay, six different steps how we have to follow on that. What are the steps is the first one is test plan. The next one is test scenario, test cases. Next is test case execution. Next is result analysis. Next is bug tracking. Next is reporting. Okay, these are the phases we have to click in the STLC process. Okay, during the testing of an application. Okay, so testing is the process. Okay, testing is the process for ensuring quality of the software and update to the client on periodic basis about status of this software application. Okay, testing is the process for ensuring quality of the software and update to the client on a periodic basis on the status of the his application. Okay, in that what the first phase is? First is test plan. Okay, what is test plan? Okay, it is a document containing all the project activities under testing. Okay, so test plan is something like a document which contains all the project activities under testing. Okay, this document will tell us when and what need to do by the testing team. Based on this document, we are going to start activities accordingly. Okay, test plan is something like a document that what we have, what we want to go during the testing phase. Okay, like the test plans, what type of testing is required, like whether manual testing is required. Okay, what is the effort that is required for the manual testing. Okay, what are the test cases that how can we write the test cases, and during the execution we can execute through manually or automation or performance required. All these type of requirements will be there in the test plan. Okay, so before starting the testing, we have to get ready with the test plan. Okay, so test plan is something like a document which contains all the activities for testing a application. Okay, this is about test plan. The next is test scenarios. Okay, test scenarios. Okay. In the test scenarios, we have like we can call as a use cases also. The test cases we can call as a use cases also. Use cases are having diagrammatic representations of actors, actions involved as per the requirements. Okay, so these diagrams will be prepared by the architecture team. Okay, in the earlier class I have discussed about that flow diagrams, right? Flow chart diagrams. Okay, entity diagrams there, right? So we have to get ready with those diagrams. Those are designed by the architects of a project which are involved in the project. Okay, so scenario means scenarios are these are high level verification points or high level. Okay, these are high level verification points or high level ways of testing the entire applications. Okay, scenarios is like something like a high level verification or high level ways of testing the entire applications. So we need to derive test scenarios from the requirement documents and knowledge of the requirements. Okay, in the requirements, for suppose if we have the banking application, okay, in that we have the login page. Okay, in that login page we have to get ready with the what are the scenarios that we have to cover. Okay, in the login page we have login button. Okay, username, password. Okay, home button. Okay, you'll see that icon of the banking application, right? So we have to get ready with the type of scenarios that we need to test. Okay, that is about test scenario. And what is test case is? Test cases are low level verification points which we need to derive from the test scenarios. Okay, we have to derive these test cases from the test scenarios. Like as I said, given example is in the login page, what are the we have to test? We have to test username, password, some login buttons, right? We have to. So based on for every scenario, we have to get ready with the test cases. Okay, so there is no mandatory need to derive few test cases. Okay, we can derive as many as number of test cases based on the requirements. So test cases having unique ID. Okay, test cases, how to write those test cases, I will let you know in the next class. Okay, but on a high level I am just giving an example. Okay, so test case is how to write the test case that contains the id, unique id. Okay, and test case name. Okay, next actual output and expected output. Okay, etc, etc. We can write as many as fields. Okay, so these are why we are adding like that, to get better understanding or easily understandable at any person who are new to testing, or who can come, who can see from other teams also. By seeing all these things, we can easily identify the test cases and we can easily understand the requirements. By seeing the test case also, we can understand the requirements also. Okay, so how to write the test cases and how to execute the test cases will see during our practical sessions. Okay, this is about test case. Test case is something like a step-by-step process to execute the application. Okay, that is test cases. Next, test case execution. That STLC model, we have also one more thing is test case execution. So test case execution, here we are going to validate all the test cases. Okay, during the verification points, I'm going to justify what is the quality part of entire application. Okay, till now. Okay, before the execution, we have written test scenarios and test cases based on the requirement. In the test case execution, we have to execute the test cases whatever we have written so far for the application. Okay, test case execution is the test cases whatever we have written based on the requirement. That is the main phase of the testing activities. Okay, the execution of the test cases, where we are by seeing the test cases, we are execute the test cases in the application given by the development team. Okay, once the development team, okay, based on this, if at all any test case not meeting expected result. Okay, as I said, in the test case we have actual output and expected output. Okay, once we executed with these test cases, we will compare both the results, expected and actual output. If both are same, then we can say this test case is pass. If there is a mismatch between the actual and the expected output, then we can raise a bug. We can raise a bug and assign to the development team. Okay, that by attaching this test case has been failed. Okay, during the execution. Got it? So what is test case execution is? Test case execution is a execution steps of test cases whatever so far we have written, and if there is a mismatch between actual output and expected output, then we can raise a bugs and assign it to the development team. Okay, so once the execution is done, so far one day, in a day we have executed approximately 50 test cases. We'll analyze the results, that how many test cases have been executed and how many and that failed and how many are passed. So we have to get ready with the result analysis. Okay, at the end of the day or end of the week. Okay, it is about the result analysis and bug tracking. Bug tracking is also, bug track means whatever the bugs identified and assigned to the development team. Okay, we need to track on that, whether those bugs are going to be fixed by the development team or not. Okay, so this bug tracking report or bug tracking we can discuss at the end of the session. Okay, but bug tracking is means something like a to track the bugs whether the development team has been fixed or not, or if it is fixed, if it is working, we can close that bug. If it is not fixing, not working, we have to assign to the development like that. Okay. And so using this STLC model, we can achieve 100% quality software based on the test case execution. And if we have done with all the test cases and that there is no more number of defects open, then we can deliver 100% quality of the product to the client. And if we are able to do all these activities as per the test plan, then we can say we have given quality software to the client in on time in a stipulated budget. Okay. So this is about STLC, software testing life cycle. Okay, let me give the bug tracking also. Bug tracking, right? Let's say this is bug open. Progress. Close. So whenever we found any bugs during the execution of the test cases, what we'll do first, we will open a ticket by creating a ticket. We will raise a bug, okay, which is in the open state. Okay, so here what the developer will see is this: once the bug has assigned to a developer, the developer will see that if it is really bug, what he will do, he will work on that, and by making the status is in progress. Okay, if it is working on that, it is once he fixed. Okay, once he fixed this bug. Okay, once he fixed, he will assign to the testing team. Okay, and the testing team, what he will do is, okay, if the developer has been fixed this, once he fixes this, he will assign to the QA. What QA will testers will do is, he will test that bug if it is working or not. If it is working, simply he will close the ticket, that by saying the bug is fixed by the developer. If it is not at all fixed and still he is able to see that the issue during the execution of that the test case, he will reassign into the in progress. In progress means again the developer will look into that ticket and work on them. So this is vice versa process. Okay, if it is a fixed and it will close, if it is not a fix, and it will reassign to the development team. Clear how the bug will be reported? Okay, this is in this way the bug tracking will be done. Clear? Any questions?
Sir, hello.
Yeah.
Sir, is manual testers is which type of work, sir, is there? Create
You are getting lot of from your end, or not getting what you're saying.
with manual tester, which type of work, sir, is QA testing? After QA testing, total After completing testing, you are get the manual testing working, sir.
Okay, let me give you the understanding of that. But the question is not clear. But whatever I got from you is that the manual tester only has to write the test cases and he has to execute manually. Okay, there is no tools used for this. Okay, so for the execution of this test cases, we don't have any tools. We have to manually with our hands. We have to execute the test cases. If at any cost we have found any bugs during the execution of the test cases, we have to create a ticket by saying that test case is so and so test case is failed. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So two types of companies: the product based, service based is there, sir.
Right.
Two types of is the manual work, sir.
Yes. In any like a product based project, the manual testing has to be there. Okay. Without manual testing, there is no test activities has been started because the manual testers has the person who can understand the requirements. Based on the requirement, he or she has to write the test cases. Based on these test cases only, the automation team will come into the picture because they don't understand the requirements. They simply write the scripts based on the manual testing what the test cases has been written. Okay, so wherever you go, the manual without manual testing, there is no testing activity to be done.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.